Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about when your ex wants to be friends, but you still love them. Okay, so the first thing that you should do, if your ex just wants to be friends with you, but you still have romantic feelings towards them, is to say no to the friendship, okay, for your own sanity, okay? Because I feel like sometimes people BS themselves into thinking, oh yeah, I can be friends with my ex, but because they're still in love with their ex, it doesn't work out, because the feelings of love that you have and the feelings of attraction that you have towards your ex is going to override the friendship, right? And that's going to be at the forefront, right? And what that does is it prevents you from moving on, right? It prevents you from moving on if you stay friends with your ex and you're in love with them, right? Because some people, want to be nice, they want to be kind and be like, yeah, sure, I'd still be friends with you. But they're still in love with them. And therefore, because you're still talking to each other, you're still being pally, you may even still hang out with each other, you're just sort of sitting there being, thinking about how much you'd love to be with them romantically. And it's just preventing you from moving on because it's not going to work out. Because I think sometimes people believe, oh, if I'm friends with my ex, maybe I can worm my way back in. But first of all, that's inauthentic, because if you're in love with them, then that's your truth. You have to be... You have to give your gift to the world, and your gift is your authentic self. So if you're in love with someone, if you love someone and think of them in a romantic way, don't pussyfoot around it and be their friend, because that's not going to help you, right? That's you being inauthentic, and your ex is going to smell a rat. They're still going to be like, I wonder if they still like me. I wonder if they still have feelings for me. And they're going to be able to tell and smell your inauthenticity miles away. Right? You're not being true with your intentions, and that always, not always, but a lot of the time, it makes you look creepy if you are doing something where you're being inauthentic. And it also makes you look really weak and insecure as well. Okay, you want to avoid all of those things. You don't want to look weak, you don't want to look insecure, and you definitely don't want to look creepy. Okay, if you're not being yourself and you're hiding something, you look suspicious. Okay, that's just how it is. So you have to say no to the friendship. So what then do? You have to declare then what you want. If your ex says to you, let's just be friends, I'd really love to be friends, you have to say, no, I'm really sorry, I want romance, I only see you in a romantic way, I can't be friends with you, right? So if you want to get back together, then that's great, but I can't be friends with you, and that's just how it is, okay? And if your ex gets mad at you, because I sometimes see people doing this, especially women, sometimes they get mad at men for wanting more than friendship, and they're like, sort of like a situation where she says, oh, men only want one thing, you just want to be, I just want to be friends, and they get really mad about it. And it's like, well, if you explain to her why, like, listen, I can't be friends with you, right? Because if I'm just friends with you, I still have feelings for you, that's the feeling that's going to override the friendship. I'm really sorry, but this is just how it is, right? I can't be around you and not have feelings for you. So that's just how it is. So that's why we cannot be friends. If you don't want to be with me romantically, then you have to leave my life. That's just it. And that's kind of like what you have to say to an ex that just wants to be friends with you when you still have feelings for them, okay? So don't lie to yourself and allow the friendship, because if you're still in love with them, that is the overriding emotion. Like, attraction is a really strong emotion, more stronger than friendship, which is why kind of friendships get ruined when one person either falls in love with the other one. Right? That's when that kind of thing gets messed up, because the emotions of attraction are so much more stronger and so much more innate and powerful than any feelings of platonic friendship, okay? So that's why so many friendships get messed up when one or the other falls in love, right? And they don't both fall in love and actually end up together, but one falls in love and the other one doesn't feel the same, okay? It messes up the whole thing, right? So, and another thing as well is it will prevent you from moving on, right? If you're hanging around your ex that you're still in love with, who doesn't love you and is never going to get back with you and only wants to be friends with you, it's going to prevent you from moving on, and it's just going to drag your heart through the dirt even longer than necessary. You could be friends with your ex for years, and I've seen people do that. They're friends with their ex, they've still got their ex in their life, they still talk to their ex, but the ex just wants to be friends, right? And you see this with people that are in friend zone. They still hang around the person that they have a crush on who has friend zoned them, and it just prevents them from moving on. because they still have feelings for them. You need to be in no contact with your ex. You need to be away from your ex. You need to not be conversing with them whatsoever, unless they're the one that's reached out to you and says, hey, you know what? I've changed my mind about it. I'd love to hang out with you in a more romantic way. But that kind of thing rarely happens. So you need to completely not be friends with that person, not be friends with your ex, or be friends with that person that's friend zone you, that you still have feelings for. If you still have feelings for them, you cannot be their friend. So what do you do then? You have to remove them, you have to block them, you have to delete them, you have to remove them from your life, right? You cannot be friends with them. It's not going to work out. It's not going to be good. So basically the message that you're putting across to your ex is, it's romance or nothing. That's the ultimatum, right? If they still love you and care about you and change their mind about you, they will reach out to you eventually. If they don't, and they are genuine and they're true about the fact that they don't want anything more romantic with you, then you'll just never hear from them again. But you have to stand strong. No matter how many times they come back and say to you, let's be friends, you always have to say, sorry, honey, it's romance or nothing. Okay, and that's how you got to live. You got to live from that place when it comes to your ex that you still have feelings for. Okay, now it may be the case that you can be friends with your ex if you don't have feelings for them, right? And this is why it's so easy for them to say, let's just be friends, because usually they don't have any feelings for you, but they would still like to have you around because they would like to be friends with you, right? And that might be very genuine. They might genuinely have friendship feelings towards you, right? And that's, and if you get to a point yourself where, or maybe you feel that way now and think, oh yeah, I could be friends with them. I don't really have any romantic feelings for them. Then fine, be friends, talk to each other, still hang out. Sometimes that can be a good thing to do, because obviously it's not great when relationships end and, the other, basically both people are seeking to hurt each other. It's not very loving. But if you can be friends with your ex, and that's good, because you may always still care about them and love them in a friendship way. But ultimately, usually that kind of thing is very rare, especially if you were the one that got dumped and you still have feelings for them. Then, it has to be romance or nothing, okay? So that's kind of like the message that you want to put across to your ex. So if your ex does say to you that they want to be friends with you, then you have to completely reject that and say, no, I want romance. I cannot be friends with you. And if they get upset about it, just say, like, look, I'm sorry, but I have feelings for you. And if I continue to be friends with you, it's going to prevent me from moving on. And I want to move on. I want to find someone that wants me. I want to find someone that loves me. And I can't have you in my life and do that at the same time. So goodbye, And you know what? If you change your mind about it, let me know, right? Now, only say if you change your mind, let me know. If this is someone who you genuinely feel you could really get back with, who isn't a toxic person, who is a genuinely nice person, okay? So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.